Three photos tell my story. One, a beautiful sunrise over Thursday Island. Another, a heavily pregnant woman. And the third, a small child in paediatric ICU at the Townsville Hospital. What do they have in common? Well, they represent situations that are all underserved by my profession, which is a medical laboratory scientist. Last year, when I was chemical pathology supervisor at the Townsville Hospital, I got an early morning phone call from the paediatric ICU specialist. He was concerned about this little girl because she had a septicemia and she wasn't responding to the drugs, and he wanted to change her antibiotic regime. He wanted from me her renal function. I couldn't help him. I couldn't help him because the traditional marker that we use for renal function is dependent on body size, on muscle mass. And this little girl was just too small and too frail for me to get an accurate reading. So this is not a new problem. This has been around for a long time, and I'd already been working on a project with the neonatal intensive care specialist looking at a novel biomarker for looking at renal function in neonates. And we have since established that even in term babies, the traditional biomarker is associated with birth weight. The new biomarker appears not to be, and we're really excited to start doing some trials to roll that out. Back to Thursday Island. Whilst there on that obligatory walk around the island, I was taken aback by the number of heavily pregnant women walking up the hill and down the hill, up the hill and down the hill. And I was told that they were doing that to try and bring on the births of their babies. Because by a quirk of race, these women have a higher rate of pregnancy complications at the tail end of pregnancy. Now, I'm an old gal, and I remember a time before ultrasound when we actually could do a blood test to determine placental function. And so I've looked into the literature, and there's numerous biomarkers there that show enormous promise in being able to determine placental function. But of course, pregnancy is a complicated business. It's going to take more than just a single biomarker. It's going to take a whole suite of biomarkers. And so I'm working in collaboration with the neonatal intensive care unit specialist and the OB-GYN, and we're hoping to develop a suite of biomarkers that can predict pregnancy complications and allow these women to stay at home with their families for longer. So, in short, my work's about biomarkers, it's about translation, and it's about life. Thank you.